Hello, and welcome to Lynn's Corner where you get your motivational tea. I am Lynn. I know you haven't seen my face. I've done I'll say maybe about 20, almost 20 videos this summer I did starting in June, but I never showed my face. And I took a little hiatus. I went back to work after retiring, but I miss doing my videos. I miss talking about the moon, about spirituality, about the things that I've learned and the things that have helped me. I miss that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get back to my videos, but this time I'm going to show my face so they can see who Lynn actually is because you've never seen me before. So I just wanted to introduce myself to you. And I figured tonight would be a perfect night to start back with my videos because tonight is a full moon. It's November the 27th, 2023, and the moon is full. And we know when anything is full, something has to be released, right? If a balloon is too full, we gotta take some air out. If our stomachs are too full, we need to release some things, right? So anything that's full, we need to release. We need to take the pressure off of anything that is full. Pressure off of, out of anything that is full. So I wanted to come on tonight and just talk about during the full moon, you can feel many a sundry of things. You can feel full of emotion. You could feel anxious. You could feel creative. And when I say you could be full of emotion, you could be really joyful or you could be really sad. There are a lot of things that go on during the full moon that sometimes we don't really pay attention to. I know in education we always say, oh, the kids are acting crazy today. I wonder if it's a full moon. But the full moon doesn't just bring on negativity. It doesn't. It brings on many things, like I just said. So it's not just negativity. It's not just, oh, I wonder what's wrong with her. It must be a full moon. Or I wonder what's wrong with him. It must be a full moon. It's not that. It's not always that. But I typed up some things tonight and I wanted to come to you and just give you some, because if you look on my page, if you listen to my videos, I give suggestions every time it's a full moon. I give suggestions on the waning moon. I have given suggestions on the new moon. And so I want to give you suggestions for tonight. It's called the Beaver Moon. The Beaver Blood Moon is what it's actually called, November 27th, 2023. It's the Beaver Blood Moon. And the moon actually became 100% full at around 4:16 a.m. Very early. And the energy from this moon is going to last 3 days after. So I keep referring back to my videos, but just in case you haven't seen them, the energy of the full moon, it starts permeating 3 days before and it lingers, and that energy lasts 3 days after. So anything that you want to do with the energy of the full moon, you have the 3 days before and the 3 days after. And that would really harness that energy of the 3 days after. Personally, that's just Tracy. So I have some things that you could do tonight. You could do tonight, tomorrow night, or the next night to harness that energy of the full moon. The first thing that I typed on my list, I said that you can do some moon gazing. Go outside. I know for me, I have to go in the back in order to see the moon most days. But wherever you can locate yourself, it's a little cool where I am. I don't know if it's cool where you are, but wherever you are, you can get yourself comfortable, get some chairs, get a blanket if it's cool. If not, put out a blanket on the grass. or wherever you are. You could be in an apartment on a balcony, wherever. But just go out and gaze at the moon. Moon gazing. That's what I call it. Moon gazing. Go out and just look at the moon. Just watch it. It's beautiful. Full moons are absolutely beautiful. So that's the first thing I suggest that you can do. First suggestion. You don't have to do it. But the first thing I would say, moon gaze. Go outside and moon gaze. Second thing, something that I love to do, and that's a full moon meditation. I do a lot of my binaural beats. I get a lot of my binaural beats off of YouTube. And they're beautiful. And I just play those, and I can just start meditating, breathing in, breathing out, slowly focusing my energy onto one thing. Really, I could just focus on my breath and just start focusing and then just meditating. If you're not good at meditating, find a guided meditation. Find a full moon guided meditation online, and they have those. And even on the days where it's not full moon and you want to start meditating, start out with a guided meditation first. Then wean yourself off of the guided meditations and start doing your own. I'm telling you, it makes a difference when you really discipline yourself enough to meditate. You quiet yourself enough to be able to hear messages that are given to you, or downloads. But you can't hear those downloads if you never calm yourself enough, calm your inside enough to be able to listen and to be able to hear. Sometimes we get so busy we can't even hear. We don't get any downloads from anywhere because we can't hear. So when you really learn to meditate, to discipline yourself enough to sit down and meditate and breathe, that's where your answers lie, within that quiet space of meditation. The third suggestion I have for you is to do a release ritual. I talked about that before, but any emotions that you have, any habits that you have, any thoughts that you have, feelings, any of that, full moon is a good time to release all of those things. Just let them go. Just let them go. Release them. Tell yourself, tonight I am releasing, let's say, gossiping. Or I am releasing negative self-talk. We do that sometimes. We don't even realize it. Before we know it, that was so dumb of me. I don't even know why I did that. We do stuff like that. We need to release that. We need to start releasing all of those negative, small self-talks, the small negative self-talks that we do that we don't even realize. Not the big ones, but it's the small ones. So those are the type of things that you want to release. If you want to release a person, you could release a person. You could definitely release a person on the full moon. But you want to do some releasing rituals. That's a good suggestion, to just release. Now, when the new moon comes, you're going to call things in. But when you have a full moon, you are releasing things. All right? My next suggestion is crystal cleansing. I don't know how many of you have crystals. I have plenty. You can sit your crystals out in the moonlight and let them recharge. Okay? You can always cleanse them, recharge them. All of that happens under the moonlight. All right? So that's something else that, if you have direct moonlight, that you can do that. If you have moonlight that comes into your bedroom window, you can put those crystals on your windowsill. If it's at the front of your house and you have a porch or balcony in an apartment, put them on that balcony. Whatever gets direct moonlight, that's what you want to do. And you can also sit some water out there and let the moon charge the water in a glass, not plastic, but in a glass, and let that moon charge the water. All right? I talked about moon water. You could do yoga outside. under the moonlight. You can do that. You can do that by yourself. You can get a friend, you and your partner, you and your children. You can go outside and do yoga under the moonlight, and it gets darker earlier here, so it doesn't have to be late. But you can do yoga under the moonlight with anybody you so choose, or you could do it alone. But that's another thing that is very cleansing, internally cleansing, believe it or not. You can take a moon bath with cleansing or calming herbs, I would add, or essential oils, I would add to the bath. You can add chamomile. That's an herb you can add. That's a calming herb. Any essential oils, lavender, you can add to your bath. Okay, but something that's cleansing and calming. Host a full moon gathering. You can do that. That's nice. You and a couple of friends get together, bring some dishes, sit and talk. Talk about things that you all do individually as for full moon rituals. You talk about all things spiritual. You can talk about a book that you've been reading. But just gathering together of those who have like minds and those who are also on their spiritual journey, spending that time under the moon. Even though you're in your house, you're still under the moon, but spending that time together is very recharging for the spirit and the soul. I have a friend and we always, remind each other, hey, it's a full moon tonight. Hey, because you can get so busy. I was traveling for the past 4 or 5 days, and I knew it was a full moon. Then by the time tonight came, I had forgotten because I was so busy trying to catch up on things I needed to catch up on. But she texted me and said, it's a full moon tonight. I said, oh, okay, thank you. But we always do that. Ever since we have become friends, we text each other and say, hey, full moon tonight, don't forget. Because whatever you do during the full moon, whatever practices that you have, they don't have to be the same every time. Sometimes I have done nothing but just honored the fact that the moon is full on that particular night. It's whatever you're led to do. Don't feel like you have to do these things that I'm suggesting, or, oh, it's the full moon, I gotta do something. No, you always go with what you're being led to do. So even with these suggestions, find 1 or 2 that resonate with you. That's what I talk about in my videos a lot. But make sure these things resonate with you. Don't do anything in your spiritual practice just to be doing it because you think that's what you're supposed to be doing, because it's, ooh, you really spiritual. If I do this, I'm gonna be real spiritual. You got to be authentic. Your spiritual journey is tailored to you and yourself. So whatever it is that you authentically want to do on the full moon evenings, you do that. And the last thing I would suggest, another suggestion, is I don't know any of you, some may not be, some may be into candle magic. But you can put your candles out. You have particular colors for particular things. You can put herbs in your candles. You can, as they call it, dress your candles. It's up to you. If you are into candle magic, then you know what I'm talking about. Excuse me. And if you're not, that might be something that you want to research about candle magic and what you could do during the full moon just to honor it. Set intentions. Pay close attention to the flames, that sort of thing. But anyway, like I said, out of the things that I suggested, make sure you choose something that resonates with you. Not just because it's something to do or it's trendy or it's catchy, but something that resonates with you. Try that on the full moon. And even if you don't do anything tonight, we got plenty more full moons to come. And those nights, you can do whatever resonates with you, what stands out to you. But write those things down. Or return back to this video and check it out and say, I'm going to try one of those things that Lynn said. Okay? All right. Peace. My name is Lynn.